Okay, today we're gonna be pulling the carburetor off of this Trail Boss 325. It's having some carburetor issues, but I mean, it's not too bad. I'll get back to you when I get the plastics off. Okay, now that I've got the plastics off, I have to get the gas tank off, and this is the air box right here. And it's not too hard to get the air box off. You just kind of pop these things off. I mean, you really don't have to do that, but you could really just pull it off. The weird thing about these, when I first got it, there's a clip right here, and you have to unscrew that clip before the air box will come off the end of the carburetor. And you just slide that off, set that aside, and then now you can pull this up. And you will have a vent right here, so be careful about that. You just set that to the side, and then you have another piece that comes off the carburetor, set that aside. And with these gas tanks right here, they're weird. They've got the hoses are really short, so you have to just throw it to the side to get the hoses off, and then just set that to the side. I normally just set it like that so the gas doesn't come out of these hoses, right? Hoses. And you've now got to your carburetor, and you just pull this off. It's kind of in there. There isn't very much room in there, so you have to just wiggle it around until you kind of like get it out of there. You just gotta find the right way to get it out. Let me try pulling this quick. Pull the gas hose off. Yeah, that made it a lot easier. And then just pull it to the side, and then you've got your carburetor right here. This is your choke, and this is your throttle cable. And you'll turn it over. Gas, that's just coming out of the float bowl. You'll turn it over, and you'll start taking these bolts out. And I'll get back to you when I have the float bowl off. And you'll be pulling this last bolt out. Let me get that out. I'm gonna set this to the side. And then you open your float bowl. And this could use another gasket. It's real grimy right there. And it's pretty grimy in there, but could use some cleaning. So if you got your main jet and your pilot jet and your idle screw right there. I'm gonna grab some vice grips. I mean, this isn't the best way to do it, but you can use vice grips to do this. And you just turn it, and then you pull that out, and you look through that and see if you can see any light, which I can, so that doesn't need to be cleaned. So you'll just put that right back. And then you have your pilot jet, which I do not have a flathead screwdriver at the moment, so I'm gonna go grab one. Okay, and then I'm gonna get my pilot jet out. It only takes a few turns to get it out. It ain't really in there very much. And then you'll just flip your carburetor over. It should fall into your hand. And then you'll look through this one. You see that's kind of, looks like it could use some cleaning. And you'll just take a wire brush and stick your little wire in there, and I'll get back to you when I get that cleaned. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back in there, which I already cleaned it, so yeah. I just used a wire brush and grabbed one of the bristles off of it and poked it through there and made sure it was all cleaned up. This, you gotta make sure you put it on there right, so you'll have to flip it around maybe a few times. And then you'll just grab your screws and just punch them in there. I use a drill, just don't tighten them down too much. Mainly when it kind of stops. Just get off of it, don't just hammer it down, because these screws, they just strip out pretty easy, like that. Oh. Come on, man. I'm gonna just put this one over here. See, they'll go in different spots easier. So, yeah, I'm gonna just put these back in there, and I'll get back to you when I get done. Alright, and then after you get all the screws in there, you just kind of wiggle it back around until you get it in there. And what I like to do with these carburetors, there's not much room to get in there. So I'll take my flathead screwdriver and I'll put it in there and then use it to just pry it in there. Well, you got to get it in there first. in it. Just pry it in there, and then it just makes it super easy. And then, of course, you'll tighten this down, which I'll do that in just a minute. And I'll put the gas hose back on. There's so many hoses right here, it's kind of hard to find. This one's your vent hose. Don't forget to put your vent hose on. And then, yeah, right here, your gas hose. Just slide that on. Make sure it's all the way on, so you don't leak any gas. Pop that on. And then you'll also put this on. It's your vent for your crankcase. And you'll just put these bolts into there, which I will not at the moment. And I will get back to y'all in just a minute. Okay, and that is how you clean a carburetor on a Trail Boss 325. Thanks for watching.